Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day outside. Fish Friday. Go enjoy yourself with friends and loved ones. Yes. Go enjoy yourself. So I'm back with this good topic right here. I was told to go around the block. What you mean by that? You was told to go around the block. Yeah, I was told to go around the block. That's why I'm here. I'm spinning the block. Physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm spinning the block, showing and being an example to you that you can spin the block also to help others as well. You helping yourself, which is really, really important. I could have been those one that understand their success, understand power, understand movement and motion, and just dissipate and leave, and kept all these secrets to myself, right? But no, by me working hard, by me being dedicated, by me working on all of these 153 companies and gaining knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and experience with machinery, with any and everything, customer service, I had to spend the block to give it to you. Also becoming a real estate agent, selling space, selling units, and having amazing customer service. I'm here to give it to you. That's right. So I had to spend the block. I could have took my experience, my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and dissipated and left, and not care. But I do care because you are the indigenous people of the earth. Like most people can say they up and leave, right? But I'm here in the thick of it. Now, I'm quite sure probably, the creator will, have me to leave because this earth is spaceless, and one day I probably will, but right now I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the thick of our communities becoming addicts, addicted to drugs and alcohols, murder, death, kill. This mindset, I'm in the thick of it. And I'm also in being an example in it to show you that you don't have to live this life, right? Which is a trap. This is why I spin the block, and spinning the block. I'm gonna suggest to you, I'm gonna give you something. Instead of standing on the block, instead of sitting on the block, right? Instead of being a flower on the block, holding up the corners, holding up these areas where you at, and walking on the block, won't you help each other build the block? And by building the block, is using your mind and motion and come together and actually being a cornerstone and being the stones to uplift your civilization in your block. And your block, the blocks are the people. The bricks are the people, which build the foundation of existence in our communities. And you being an example, and this is why I'm being an example, everywhere I go, is my block. Meaning I'm going to be the example of you. I'm going to be a sun. I'm going to be a star. I'm going to be that example that needs for you to get through and tell you that you can make it through darkness. When it overspreads you, when your back is against the wall, when you don't have an outlet and you don't know what's going to be the outcome of this situation, just hold on. Instead of running on the block, instead of standing on the block, be a block builder. And how you be a block builder is by changing your ways and actions, your actually mind, body, and soul, and being that leader and being that spiritual guide to help other blocks and to help the other future out and let them know that you can do it. That they don't have to stand on the block for sneakers and wares, trapping for sneakers and wares. This is an actual true fact. Thank you so much, gang. Thank you so much. How you doing? I just gave you a big shout out. Hope you have an amazing, amazing Friday. So, these are the things that we need in order to build our block. But first, you must build your own block, your own block, your own temple within inside of your thoughts. And then and only then you can transfer it out on the block that you're standing on, to give people motion and movement, to give people an idea, to give people the recipe, to give people the science and chemistry to building their own block. This is the actual true fact. Instead of standing on the block, now I become an owner of the block. And we know this all to be true. We know this to be true. This whole world, this whole civilization, this earth is ours for the taking. You must treat her right in order to receive the blessings that she has to offer to you after you treat her good and kindly and be gentle towards her. And I'm talking about the earth. She will give you a great abundance of wealth. And I'm talking about wealth, not just material, but spiritual wealth and education wealth and spirituality and wisdom, but that you need for yourself and for your family and your community, so you can build your block instead of running on the block, standing on the block. We're going to build the block together. Together. Look at my thumbnail. You see the guy, he's running on top of the blocks. He's avoiding the ground. No, we don't want to run on the blocks. We don't want to run on the blocks. You don't want to run on your block. Do you understand that? I need you to help me build the block. Instead of running on the block, instead of standing on the block, we are there to build the block. This is an actual true fact. To build the foundation, to build the existence, and also to intertwine to spirituality, to worship the Alpha Omega, the created everything existence. So we can keep on receiving the blessings and blessings and blessings, so we do not fall from grace. If and when you do fall from grace, don't blame it on yourself. And don't say, oh, the creator did that. No, maybe that he got something more better and greater for you. It's an actual true fact. Okay, I wouldn't be on the internet saying what you got. The block is the mentality. The block is the spirituality. The block is the big. The block is the what? It's the brick of leveling up. The spirituality, right, is to get you to the next life in life, to transcend. We're not talking about an actually physical block. We're talking about a spiritual block which you cannot see with your eyes. And how you build it is through spirituality, right? And having motion and movement physically to intertwining with the foundation of existence, which is your spiritualities. And then you let others know how to build the block, the strategies, the chemistry, the science, mathematics, all of these things which can get you through to building your block and spinning your block, not just standing on your block. And this is something that needs to be said. You know how you hold your block down? You know how you hold your community down? You know how you do that? Do anybody know? Get in my comment if you know. And it's not about shooting. It's not about murder. It's not about killing one another. It's about spreading knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and its faculties through spirituality, which is going to keep the grace going, which is going to keep the blessings going amongst the community. That's what builds your block. That's what builds the next generation, so they can build their block, so they can keep the foundation going to being that cornerstone. That's building blocks and bricks that's mixed in with tar and iron that cannot be destroyed, that's going to be here for centuries, centuries, centuries to come. The secret arts of science, chemistry, physics, being a chemist, and all of these things, which is the master, the ingredients of our existence as human beings. We are called the uply God right ones. That's who we are. We are called the uply God right ones. We are not black. We are not Moor. We are not African American. We are not any of that. We not the lost tribe of Shabazz. We not Nubians. We not any of these other civilizations. Those civilizations have their own civilization, have their ancient ancestors. And they ancient ancestors was taught by us over here in the West, in the West, in the West, in the West. That's why the West is the foundation and the leading force of education, of science, mathematics, because this land is blessed and holy with wisdom and justice. This land right here that we call America. This is why everybody wants to come here, because this is the center of what? Of knowledge, wisdom, spiritual insights. This very earth, this very spot right here that we call America has the blood, the sacred of the ancient ancestors and our elders that was blessed upon us from the Alpha Omega himself, the Almighty. So I need for you to understand that. Build your block. Build your block, spin your block, build your block, spin your block, and help those out also to spin their block instead of standing on their block, being stagnated by thoughts and everything else, which is leading us down a dark path. This is how you help your block and help your community out, by being an example, going through life struggles and coming back telling people, you know, all of these secrets and things that you was up against, right? And all of these challenges that you conquered with the help of the Alpha Omega. Now you're teaching others what to do. That's how you do it from a spiritual point of view. From a spiritual point of view. It's not about the physical, because once you go after the physical, remember the physical only has a beginning and end. So you going after a beginning and end of something, that means that you got to keep procreating, and chasing this life, which has what? A beginning and end to it. You're going to keep chasing something that's not there to be meant forever. I'm dropping jewels upon you. That's right, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. This is what we do on this platform. This is what we do on this channel. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. Each one teach one. And you know, let me tell you something. A lot of people that's actively that's outside, right? And I'm gonna drop a jewel on you. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. This is a jewel from a spiritual sense, a spiritual guidance, right? And spiritual information, coming with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. In order to save your block, in order to save your community, it's not protesting. You think it's protesting, but in order to save your community, is to actually build the foundation of spirituality, because there are forces there that is encouraging our children and our youth and our future to destroy each other on the block. There's entities lurking in the shadows. In scriptures it teaches that these entities are our enemies. So they lurk in the shadow, which you cannot see them, and encouraging you to do these certain things. Most people don't understand that. They don't understand that. They're only looking at a physical form. They see this person laid out, that person laid out, they put the sheet over them, and they go about their business. But it's in a spiritual form. This is the only way that we can save our block. Spiritually, not physically. Why do I have to, pull up showing that I have a lot of jewelry and all of these exotic cars to get the attraction and to get the attraction of the youth in the future? No, it's spirituality. Spirituality pushes through all of that. That is the sunlight of our existence. Most people don't want to hear it, but this is the truth. So you have to set up different things upon the block, upon the corner. You have to understand the radius of this block, where these entities lie at. They lie on the corners, definitely on the corners. And anywhere where people gather up at, that's where you do certain things to get to rid them. to rid these entities in the spiritual realm, and only then will we begin to understand, to build our block and to fight back. Most people don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you the truth. This is coming from a spiritual realm, because I did it. I killed my entity, something that was plaguing me at a young age. Let me tell you a story. I remember when I was a young kid, I had to be around maybe like 6 years old, 7 years old. I was in my uncle's house, right? I was in my uncle's house, and there I was laying on a couch, and I seen a really, really big, dark entity, and then a little one. So I took the sheet, I put the sheet over my head, because I was scared, right? Then, after a while, I took the sheet, and the entities was gone, the little one, the big one. What happened was, as I know and understand now from a spiritual sense, in the spiritual form, in the spiritual world, that big entity brought that little one to attach to me and grow with me, and it caused me pain and suffering throughout my life. I saw him, but then that day I didn't see him no more. So these entities contribute to your downfall. These entities contribute to your demise. These entities contribute to you being on drugs. These entities contribute on you not going to school. These entities contribute you not having a job. These entities contribute to you being homeless. These entities contribute to you being a junkie and a nobody and trash in the physical sense. But in the spiritual sense, you are the uppity God right one. But in physical form, that has a beginning and end to in a physical form, right? He duplicated you and said that you are a leader, a spiritual leader. That's exactly who you are. But with limitations. What limitation? That's exactly who you are. So spin the block. Build your block. Don't run on top of your block. Don't stand in your block. This is how you build your block and understand the format that needs to be set out and the plans that need to be set out amongst you, your family, and your community, and your society. That's how you get things done. This is an actual true fact, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world, princes and princesses. Build your block. Don't run on your block. Don't stand on your block. You don't have time for that. You have time to have motion and movement. Because the more that you stand and the more that you run, the more entities come and plague you and plague you and plague you. You cannot see them. It's an actual true fact. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace.